Welcome to the Courage to Live podcast. My name is Josh Bitsko, and I'm a retired police captain with 24 years of experience out of Las Vegas. Currently, I travel the country and I teach people about courage, resilience, and leadership. In today's Courage Cast, I'm going to talk about how can you build resilience similar to how you build fitness. And it got me thinking, there's this current mindset when it comes to building, let's say, cardio fitness, and it's called zone 2 cardio. And basically it's when you're doing cardio and you're not going all out like CrossFit or HIIT where you're sucking air and you're really trying hard and putting everything out there. It really is just consistent um, work where you could still hold a conversation. Think of walking at a fast pace or walking an incline on a treadmill, and that really is, from the research, one of the better ways to build cardiovascular fitness. And since I've been doing that, I've kind of noticed there's a parallel between that and emotional regulation and building resilience, because we spend a lot of time, let's say in policing, preparing for these high intensity moments, the hot calls, the foot pursuits, the tone where an officer needs help, and it spikes your heart rate, floods your system with adrenaline. But the reality is, if you don't build that capacity at a slow pace, you won't have the control when you need it. So it's not about, zone 2 is not about like that fast hit when it comes to building resilience. Same thing when it comes to fitness. It's about consistency. It's about showing up and regulating your emotions when things are boring. And that's really how emotional resilience works. Back to the body, like when you're in zone 2, your heart learns to pull in more oxygen, use it better, recover faster, but you don't see the results in one workout. You see it over weeks and months. That steady, controlled effort builds that fitness level. Emotional regulation is the same slow rewiring. A lot of us, I know I did, grew up in an environment when we only address stress when things were already on fire, things were bad. And, then we're going to really try and, okay, now I need to go talk to somebody or do some things to lower my stress level. But building that emotional control at a slower pace will help. And it's daily habits, slowing your breath in the car before a shift, like controlled breath work, checking in with yourself after something that stresses you out, meditation, or even, I know a lot of people are bad at meditation. I know I'm not great at it, but sitting in silence for 60 seconds and just kind of, again, that goes back to that self check in. One of the things that Jenna and I like to really do is go for walks. So we'll go and walk and, kind of reset, get in early sunlight, those types of things. And here's the thing, none of these things are flashy, right? It doesn't make for a cool training video. A lot when I teach classes, I give specific tools, but this is just learning consistency for your mind, exactly how you would for your body if you want to build that fitness level. Well, this is building that mental fitness level. And if you think about it, whatever your job is, think about the last time you made a complex decision under pressure. If you came into that situation already elevated mentally or emotionally, your body's up, your mind is up, and it makes it a lot more difficult to make decisions. But if you have taken the time to build that strong mind through consistency, through those little acts, you'll approach those situations differently, able to regulate your emotions, able to be more resilient, both, again, mentally and physically. So what I'm going to ask for you guys to do today is, spend 10 minutes just in that zone 2 mentally. Breathe slower, move slower, take some time to reset, and think about it as building that capacity. You're building the capacity for the stress that is about to come, because we all have stress. Doesn't matter what your job or your role or your family situation, you're going to have things that stress you out. Because when things speed up and the stress hits, you'll be grateful that you put in the time and the effort to build that fitness level for your mind. Well, thank you for listening today. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe, share the podcast with a friend, leave a review. I also talk about this more in my book, The Courage to Live, on Amazon by Josh Bitsko. And I appreciate you spending time with me today.